So, you want to know how a six-time Mr. Olympia champion actually builds that incredible physique? Well, today, we're diving deep into Chris Bumstead's personal top 10 exercises. And we're not just going to cover what they are, but the crucial why and how behind every single one.
But before we jump in, just take a second. What do you think is the single best exercise for packing on muscle? Seriously, what's your guess? Is it the classic squat? The bench press, maybe? Or could it be something you'd never expect?
And there's the hint, right from CBum himself. He's basically telling us his #1 pick is going to be a curveball for most people. So let's not waste any more time. Let's start the countdown from number 10.
All right, let's get this thing started. We're kicking off the countdown with exercises 10 all the way through number 6. Starting us off at number 10, we've got the standing calf raise. Now, the key here is all about pure, ruthless isolation. To really make sure your calves are doing all the work, Bumstead says you gotta lock your knees and squeeze your glutes. That stops other muscles from cheating. And, of course, getting the longest stretch and squeeze possible. That's just non-negotiable.
Coming in hot at number 9 is a gym staple, the dumbbell shoulder press. But here's the thing with Chris, it's not about ego lifting. It's about longevity. It's about being able to do this for years. And that means you have to prioritize your joint health. Find that natural path for your shoulders, retract your scapula, and focus on a safe, powerful press.
Okay, at number 8, we have a really strategic choice, the chest-supported row. Why this one? Well, by supporting your chest, you completely take your core out of it. And for a bodybuilder trying to build that crazy V-taper, that's everything. You don't want to accidentally build a thicker waist. The mental trick he uses, think elbow drive. Imagine strings are pulling your elbows back and up. All right, on to number 7, the Incline Dumbbell Curl. Now listen to this, because the secret sauce here isn't the squeeze at the top, it's the insane stretch you get on the bicep at the bottom. Leaning back on that incline lets your arm hang behind you, giving you a stretch you just can't get otherwise. Just make sure you pin those elbows back and don't let them swing forward. And at number 6, we've got a really cool twist on a classic exercise, the Decline Dumbbell Skull Crusher. That decline angle, that's the whole game changer. It means gravity is fighting you through the entire movement, keeping constant tension on your triceps. Plus, it gives you a little mechanical advantage at the end of a set to squeeze out a few extra cheat reps with a deeper stretch. Okay, hold on. Before we crack into the top 5, we have to take a quick pause and talk about this single most important idea that shapes his entire training. It's super simple, but it changes everything. This is it. This is the absolute core of his philosophy. When it comes to fitness, there is no magic bullet. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. Every single exercise, every technique, it's just a tool in the toolbox. And picking the right tool always depends on the situation, your goals, your body, where you are in your training. And here's a perfect example of what he means. How hard should you train? Should you go to absolute failure, where you're grinding out ugly half reps, or should you stop at technical failure, the moment your form breaks? Well, the answer is, you guessed it, it depends. They're both useful tools, but you use them for very different reasons at very different times. Okay, with that philosophy locked in our minds, let's get back to the list. It's time to reveal the heavy hitters, the top 5, starting right now with number 5. Kicking off the top 5, no surprise here, it's the king of leg exercises, the barbell back squat. But for Chris, the name of the exercise is actually less important than the way you do it. The real goal is a full, deep range of motion. Hamstring to calf, if you can. He's also a big believer in training in flat shoes or even barefoot to really spread your toes and build a stable base to protect your knees. At number 4 is the lying hamstring curl. And listen up, because this one comes with a very personal warning. Chris puts a huge emphasis on controlling the negative, the part where you lower the weight. Why? Because he once tore his hamstring by letting the weight drop too fast. So his advice is simple. Go slow and controlled on the way down. Always. The reason for number 3 is absolutely fascinating. It's the supinated or underhand pull-up. And yeah, it's great for building a huge back. But for Chris, it's something more. He sees it as an essential movement for fixing modern life. For fixing that tech neck and rounded shoulders we all get from sitting at desks and staring at our phones. It's a posture corrector. We are so close. Coming in at number 2, the incline dumbbell press. And there are 2 little details here that make all the difference. First, he uses a 35-degree incline. That's probably lower than what you see most people using.
And second, and this is so important for keeping your shoulders healthy long-term, keep your elbows tucked in, not flared way out to the sides.
All right, this is it. This is the moment we've been building up to. We've gone from 10 all the way down to 2. We've dug into his core training philosophy, and now it is time to reveal Chris Bumstead's #1 ultimate muscle-building exercise.
Remember that hint from the beginning that this was going to be a surprise? The one movement he thinks is absolutely essential for everyone, no matter who you are. Are you ready?
And there it is. The #1 exercise for building muscle, according to Chris Bumstead, is the good old-fashioned conventional barbell deadlift. Not the squat, not the bench, the deadlift.
So why? Why the deadlift above all else? Well, it's simple. No other single exercise recruits more muscle across your entire body. It's the ultimate test of raw strength that builds size from your traps all the way down to your calves. In his own words, it's the one exercise that can pack on the most amount of mass, period.
So there you have it, the full list. But as we've seen, the exercises in themselves, they're only part of the story. The real takeaway here, the gold, is the championship mindset that drives every single decision he makes in the gym.
It really just boils down to these 3 core principles. Number 1, always put your health and longevity first. Number 2, master the movement and fight for a full range of motion. And number 3, be adaptable. Always remember that the right answer in fitness is almost always, it depends. And that's the real key, isn't it? This list of exercises is great, but it's just a starting point. The real secret to building a physique like a champion isn't just knowing the exercises. It's about applying these principles of health, mastery, and adaptability to your own training, day in and day out.